Top goals were a great warm-up for today's event, but before we switch to the draw procedure, I will give the floor to the President of the European Handball Federation, Michael Widerer, to greet us with a few welcoming words.
Ladies and gentlemen, dear handball fans, friends of our sport, and in particular, heartily welcome on behalf of the EHF Executive Committee, the technicians, and all those in the EHF office who are organizing this draw event, but the whole club competition season. It's really a pleasure to be part of the draw for the European League on the level of the group phase. And this stage, and especially the draw for the groups, is of high interest for all participants and also for the media world. So I propose that we go straight to the draw procedure and are looking forward to the result of this.
Thank you, Michael. As all teams eagerly wait to see in which group they will continue their European journey, we will shortly start with the draw procedure. The country protection rule will apply in today's event, meaning that no two teams from the same country can be seated in the same group. Let's look at the pot 1. In pot 1, we have the following teams: ICAS Handball from Denmark, Paris 92 from France, DVS Scheffler from Hungary, and Molde Elite from Norway. Once the teams from pot 1 are drawn, the country protection rule will apply for teams from pot 2, 3, and 4. The draw will be conducted by the President of the European Handball Federation, Michael Widerer, and Chief Sports Officer, Markus Glaser. Without any further ado, I will give the floor to Michael and Markus.
Thank you very much, Simona, and a warm welcome here from the stage as well for the draw. We already heard the warm-up. We also have a warm-up here with pot number 1, because pot number 1 is very easy and straight. We have 4 teams from 4 different countries, nothing that we have to take care of. The teams are in the blue balls, you can see it written here, so these are the teams, and the groups afterwards are in the white balls. We will always take a team first and afterwards find out where this particular team is going. I think this is enough and we are ready for pot 1. So the first team that we start today is DVSC Scheffler from Debrecen in Hungary. And the team of Scheffler goes on position number 1 in Group C. The second team is ICAS Handball from Denmark. ICAS goes to Group B, of course also on position number 1. Next up, Paris 92 from France, of course. And the team from Paris goes to Group D. Row 1, Group D. And to conclude pot number 1, we have a team from Norway, Molde Elite. And the only remaining group which is open for Molde is Group A. So Molde goes to row 1, Group A.
Teams from pot 1 have been drawn, which means that we will proceed shortly to teams from pot 2. In pot 2 we have the Danish team Nykøbing Falster Handball, Besançon Féminine from France, and 2 teams from Hungary, Motorson Motion Magyaróvár and Praktiker Vác. First we will draw the teams from Hungary, which cannot be seated in the same group with DVSC Scheffler. This means in Group C. Let's proceed with the draw for the teams from Hungary.
So, as we just heard in the explanation, we do the 2 Hungarian teams first, and this is Praktika from Vác in Hungary. And the 2 Hungarian teams have three groups available, therefore we have only 3 white balls in the pot. So the team of Vác goes to Group D and joins Paris 92. The second Hungarian team, Motorson Motion Magyaróvár from Hungary. Oops. And they go to Group B, where they join the team of EHF. So row 2, Group B.
As both Hungarian teams have been drawn now, we will proceed with the drawing of the teams of Nykøbing and Besançon. We have seen that the Hungarian teams are in Group B and Group D, which means that the teams of Nykøbing and Besançon can be drawn either to Group A or Group C. Nykøbing qualified for the group phase after winning both legs in qualification round 2 and 1 match in qualification round 3. The second leg match against Viborg in qualification round 3 ended in a draw 30-30, but as Nykøbing won the first match, they proceeded to the group phase with 64-51 on aggregate. French side Besançon eliminated the Spanish Super Amara Bera Bera in the qualification round 3. Both teams are now ready to be drawn, so let's proceed with the 2 teams from pot 2.
So as explained, this will be either Nykøbing or Besançon. And we have the team of Nykøbing Falster Handball from Denmark. And the 2 available groups are Group A and C, therefore we had only 2 white balls in the pot. So the team of Nykøbing goes to Group C. Therefore, the last team of pot number 2 is Besançon from France. Besançon takes row number 2 in Group A together with Molde from Norway. So Besançon, Group A, row number 2.
We have allocated the teams from pot 1 and pot 2, and now it's time to start with the pot number 3. No teams from the same country are seated in number 3, however the country protection rule still applies, as we have French Nantes and Norwegian Sola next to German Borussia Dortmund and Romanian Vâlcea. Here, Nantes and Sola cannot be seated in the group, which already feature French and Norwegian team. We will start with the draw with Nantes.
So, an easy part on the side of the teams to draw, as we have to do Nantes first. So this is the team of Neptune de Nantes from France. And the Neptune has 2 groups available. That's the 2 groups where there is no team from France, and Neptune de Nantes go to group B.
As we have drawn now the French Nantes, and the club is seated in Group B, we will shortly proceed with the draw for the Norwegian Sola. Norwegian Sola can be seated in 2 groups only, in Group C and Group D. Sola had double win in qualification round 3 against the Spanish Gran Canaria, and this is how they won their ticket for the group phase. Nantes booked their group phase ticket with a double win against German Oldenburg in qualification round 3. The Norwegian Sola is now ready to be drawn, so we will shortly proceed with the allocation of Norwegian team.
So, once again, an easy step, as we have to find out the group for Sola first. So we have Sola Handball Klubben from Norway. They have 2 groups available, which are Group C and D. So Sola goes to Group C. Row number 3, Group C for Sola.
As Markus said, Norwegian Sola is allocated to Group C together with the Hungarian DVS Scheffler and Danish Nykøbing. The rest of the 2 teams from pot 3, German Dortmund and Romanian Vâlcea, can be drawn to either Group A or Group D. Once the German team will be drawn, the country protection rule will again apply for the team from Germany in pot 4, Thüringer. We are ready to draw the teams from Dortmund and Vâlcea.
So, it is the team of Râmnicu Vâlcea from Romania. Vâlcea has 2 groups available, groups A and D. And Vâlcea goes to group D. Row number 3, group D for Vâlcea. And then to conclude pot number 3, we have Borussia Dortmund from Germany. So let's see if everything goes correct here. Dortmund goes to the only available spot, which is group A. So it's row 3 in group A for Dortmund.
Teams from Pot 3 are allocated now, and as we need a few moments to prepare the teams for the draw from Pot 3, we will take a look at the best saves from the Energie Viborg EHF finals.
Also, wenn Sie zugelassen. From pot 1, 2, 3, it's time to draw the teams from our last pot, pot number 4. We have come to 4 teams, last 4 teams, and to 3 of them the country protection rule applies. In pot 4 we have German Thüringer, Hungarian Schiofok and Norwegian Fana, to which the country protection rule applies, and additionally we have Podravka Vegeta as the only Croatian representative in the draw. As Hungarian teams have already been seated in Group B, C and D, Hungarian Schiofok will be allocated to Group A, together with Norwegian Molde, French Besançon and German Dortmund. As Schiofok has been allocated to Group A, we will proceed with the draw for the Norwegian Fana. Norwegian Fana can be drawn either to Group B or Group D, which do not consist from any of the Norwegian teams. So, as a consequence of the country protection, we need to find out where the team of Fana is going. They have 2 groups which are still available. The group for Fana is Group B. So Fana goes on the last open spot, row number 4 in Group B.
As Markus said, the Norwegian Fana is allocated to Group B together with the Danish IKAS Handball, with Hungarian Mosan Magyarovari, France Nantes and a Norwegian Fana as the last team. Shortly we will proceed with the draw of 2 remaining teams in pot 4, Podravka Vegeta and Thüringer, which can be drawn either to Group C or Group D. We can proceed with the draw for the last 2 teams.
It's the team of Handball Club Podravka Vegeta from Koprivnica in Croatia. Podravka has 2 groups available and they go to Group C. So, if the puzzle worked out well, we have the last of the teams, which is Thüringer Handball Club from Germany. And the only remaining spot for Thüringer is Group D. So we have Thüringer occupying the last open spot, which is row number 4 in Group D.
As all 4 pots have been drawn, we have finalized the groups for the EHF European League Women 2022-23 season. Let's take a short look and overview of all 4 groups. In Group A, we have the Norwegian Molde Elite, French Besançon Féminine, German Borussia Dortmund, and Hungarian Siófok. In Group B, we have Danish IKAS Handball, Hungarian Motorson Motion Magyaróvár, French Neptune de Nantes, and Norwegian Fana. In Group C, we have DVSC Scheffler, Danish Nyköping Falster Handball, Norwegian Sola, and Croatian Podravka Vegeta. In Group D, we have the French team of Paris 92, Hungarian team Praktiker Vats, Romanian Ramnicu Valcea, and German Thüringer Hadze. With this being said, we have come to an end of our today's draw. A short information for everyone who is still with us. The playing schedule for the group phase of the EHF European League Women will be finalized in the following day and released latest on Monday next week. With that being said, we wish you a nice afternoon, a joyful holiday season, and we see each other in 2023.